And we're back, guys. We are back. Hello! We're going to be playing some Chasm. And we're going to be talking with the devs from Discord Games. We're going to get them on the horn here in just a second. And we're going to play some Chasm. And it's going to be a good old time. So let me just... Oh, look at that. We're at 56K on Kickstarter. Only another $4,000 until we hit another stretch goal.
That's nothing. That's not even a car.
That's the $4,000. You can get a decent used car for that.
That's like 2 college classes. Come on.
Sacrifice your education.
You need math.
All right. So now I just got to add the right people on Skype so we can start the party.
Which controller's active?
Um,
You want to push the first there?
Oh yeah,
all right, we'll jump
I
in.
want to play
no,
Chasm.
David. I'm calling the name and
Let me
race.
see what I can break.
Don't break stuff.
No, don't let David play it because he's gonna like stay on the corner and like walk into a wall.
The Skype names.
But that's fun.
This was just one streamer who was playing.
This was all just an elaborate plot.
Ocarina of Time.
Higher high jump
Oh
Kickstarter.
god.
And he was playing. He got this one room,
Rachel, I
and
need
then
the Skype address.
he
Yeah,
enacted a glitch. Where he was like climbing a grate, and then he went up, and he was like above the room. It was like above an invisible like.
All right.
Welcome to this room.
Right.
You can't play when I'm over here.
Sorry.
He's like,
No, I know, right?
okay, that's there. But, okay, I'm climbing, but I shouldn't be able to walk around. This is not right. Couldn't figure out where he was for like 9 minutes, and
That's
then
hilarious.
he had to restart.
That's funny.
And he just like as he was up there, he got totally lost.
That's the
He,
right
like,
guy.
Knows where everything is by kind of like by hitting stuff,
Yeah.
and then like the game was screwing with him because
That's the dude.
he would shoot out his chain. Sometimes it'd be super close, and sometimes it's far away.
All right. Now we need some sound.
And the whole screen was please and stuff.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
This is Matt Donatelli from Graphite Lab, and guys, go ahead.
Hi James, I'm Matt Rathel. I'm the one been bothering you on Twitter.
Oh, cool.
Introduce yourself, gentlemen.
I am mad as well.
We're all Matt. We're all Matt.
I don't think you're on camera.
I don't know if I'm on camera or not. There I am.
That's Matt.
It's the
Not,
spirit of
not
Yeah.
a Skype.
Hello.
That's John.
So we have myself. I'm James Petruzzi from Discord Games. I'm kind of the game director, I guess. And then we've also got Tim Dodd on the line. He's the lead programmer. So.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon.
Yeah, no problem.
I am super excited to give this thing a go. In fact, the entire Hive Jump Kickstarter campaign was all just a ruse so that we can convince you to give us a build early. So it was a very.
It'll be killing.
I probably could have just reached out and asked nicely, but instead we went through 30 days of pain and suffering. So I'm glad.
Hey, man, we know
I'm glad we made it.
exactly how you guys feel. So all I can say is congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
thank
guess
you.
we should start by
Really
saying
sneeze the
thanks for
moment
blazing a
things.
trail. We referenced your campaign. We looked at Chasm, and there's a lot of inspiration there for us. So thanks
Well,
for blazing a
Glad we
path.
could return the favor because we looked at a lot of other people's campaigns.
Yeah. It's like this this waterfall of inspiration. So very cool. Well, I'm just gonna jump into the game. I'll let Matt kind of drive the.
Yeah, I'd say
talking
new
here.
game. I think I accidentally included my save files on there. So.
Oh. God mode, here we come.
Awesome.
There you go. I'll just be Dalton.
Daltine.
Dalton.
Like saltine crackers.
Awesome.
Saltine crackers.
So do you want to introduce kind of the viewers to the world of Chasm, the universe, the lore?
Yeah, sure. So this build is actually missing kind of the intro part of the game. It just kind of throws you straight into the town. So
Okay.
I'll just catch you guys up real quick. So basically the character's name is Dalton, and he's a young soldier who's been sent to investigate miners disappearing in this remote mining town. And he's part of this like larger war effort, and like, with the mining town shut down, obviously they're not getting the resources they need. So you're kind of sent here to see what exactly is going on and report back. But when you get here, you become trapped in the town and you can't leave, just like everybody else. So then you're basically kind of forced to go down to the mines and figure out what the hell's going on so you can eventually escape. So that's kind of the basic setup for it. And then Now the big thing with the game though is that the areas are procedurally generated. So every time you start a new game, the dungeon layouts are going to be different. You know, you're going to probably see some stuff you didn't see the time before.
It's locked.
Gotta talk to the guy. Talk to the sleeping man. Wake him
did.
up.
You gotta take his
Wake
keys.
him up.
Steal his keys.
Ring the bell. See that shiny thing?
Oh,
Punch the old man.
It's good to see Benjamin Franklin in a game.
Oh, nice.
leave it to QA to see all the details.
Welcome
Yeah, I'm
to
sure there's
Caucus.
plenty of bugs in this, by the way. We're trying to like clean things up to get ready for early access here. So
The visual scaling for all the pixel art is perfect. It's so crisp.
thanks.
It's
Yeah, we ended up
beautiful.
going with 384 by 216 resolution. It's a little bit odd, but it lets us 5x scale to 1080p.
That's amazing.
And
Write that
yeah,
down.
we're really
write that
happy.
down.
Write it down, John.
Using XNA.
That's true. Did you
I was-
read?
no, I
Did you
didn't.
read what the old man was saying?
I was looking at the pixels. You said something about Chasm.
We're never
Oh, that's right. I remember. I played your demo a long time ago that was on your website, and so I feel like I should just be skipping over things, but I guess I gotta get refreshed.
Yeah, man. You gotta get
Sorry,
into
I
it.
forgot I gotta sleep.
So you guys had some pretty exciting news that you announced recently about Sony and PlayStation.
Yeah, back in May, we took the leap and are going to bring the game to PS4.
That's
So
awesome.
that was pretty cool.
That wasn't an initial platform in your Kickstarter. Can you tell us how you kind of made that transition from then to now?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like, we weren't trying to go out of our way to do consoles just because of all the extra work and the fact that the game's in C#. So, you know, like, traditionally, you'd have to get the entire thing ported to C++ to get onto a console. But Sony's been, like, working with developers a lot, and they basically footed the mono game port for PS4, which basically means, like, we can get the game on there without rewriting the whole thing, which is why we chose to go to that console first. So it only took us about 2 weeks, and we had a build running on it. So we're like, you know what, let's do it. It'll only be good for us, I think.
Great soldier in there, boss.
Hey, quiet.
Really good at games, man.
I would not follow. I would not follow you into a mine.
Let's let him go first.
I'm studying the animation. I wanted to see the death animation.
That's true. It's got a little bit of a Castlevania, like the kind of like the hurt state, kind of like.
The way he swings
nice.
his, the kind of a whip-like sword, kind of, that reminds me of Castlevania a lot too.
Oh, that's awesome.
One control that might not be too obvious is if you use the, in the tall rooms like that, you can use the right stick to look up and down, so you can kind of see.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
below.
It was great.
Write
Watch
that
out
down,
for
write
this.
that down.
You got the grumpy blue guy.
That was just
There's a
awesome.
diagonal downward attack for those rats and stuff, if you kind of push a little more.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, nice.
You can also use it in the air when you're falling.
I love the detail in the guy's hair. Like when he's swinging the sword, it's all moving. Awesome.
He's gonna have some speed armor later on. Great. No.
Don't kill the rats.
Alright. So I say it louder, I didn't know.
What'd you say?
Oh, I was asking if you had like sweet armor later on and like.
Oh yeah, will the character's skin change at all? You gotta watch out for those spikes, man.
No, we've kind of decided not to. And the reason for that is just because of the animations, you know, like we decided to go with a much more fluid style and like we can't really layer stuff, so
Yeah, definitely.
it just doesn't really make sense for us to like do duplications of the thousands of frames we already have for every possible
Oh yeah.
armor tier, so we've just kind of decided not to at this point. But, you know, anything could change.
Probably safe.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Man, jump on the spikes.
No, I've already done that. So tell me a little bit more about how you formed this team. I know that Dan Fezler's been making some sprites for you.
Yep. Yeah, we met Dan afterwards. Tony Redmer was originally doing the art, and then he was in high school at the time. He was a senior, and then after our Kickstarter campaign, he had just graduated and was going off to college, and we knew he wasn't going to have time, you know, being a freshman, to really dedicate time to the game. And I had met Dan at GDC just before that, and it was kind of funny because I was talking to Tony. I was like, well, write down your top 3 picks for artists you'd like to work with. and then I'll hit them up and talk to them. And Dan Fessler was #1 on his list, and I had met him at GDC, and I hit Dan up, and he was just like, "Yep, sign me up."
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
Nice.
yeah, that just came together like really quickly. So yeah, he's pretty much taken over the environment art. I'd met Clover Kataki on like a Pixel Joint forum, I think, and Tim, we've known each other since high school, and then our musician Jimmy, I've known since college. So
Nice. And you guys all, are you working mostly distributed, or are you guys ever in the...
yeah, everybody's remote. Like we don't. Tim's in Georgia. I'm in Maryland. Jimmy's in Pennsylvania. Glauber's in Brazil.
Right.
Dan's in Washington State, and Tony's in Texas. So
That's awesome.
What
That
a
is
worldly
awesome.
group.
Yeah.
Brazil, man, that sounds cool.
Does that make it easier to attend conventions and stuff, to have kind of a network spread out over everywhere?
we've only kind of done local stuff. Like I think probably the farthest one we did was E3, but that was just me that went out to that. So. Like we were talking about doing Prime, but that just didn't happen. So we'll see how things work out next year.
Yeah, it would have
Sure.
been cool to see you guys there this year. We kind of went on a last moment whim with the Delvers Drop guys. They were nice enough to split their booth with us, and I think that's kind of what put us over the top as far as the Kickstarter campaign goes, was getting it out in front of all the fans at PAX.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's a ton of fans there, you know, just of games in general. So PAX is definitely like its own beast, because we've been to GDC and E3 and all these other shows, but PAX is like completely different, you know. So it's kind of
It
cool.
is. It's you know, for the gamers themselves almost exclusively, and then all the other peripheral activity around it, all the biz dev stuff is on the side, but really it's all about connecting with the gamers themselves. It's pretty great.
Did all,
Yeah, for sure.
All the gamers, or all the enemies just respawn?
Don't
Just
know.
at the bonfire, get it?
Some people,
Oh, yeah.
some people in the stream were asking if it was coming to 3DS.
Will, do you have any plans to come to 3DS?
We've been looking at both Nintendo platforms, the 3DS and the Wii U, but like I
Nice.
said, the problem is, like, you know, we need a lot of money to do the port, and we don't exactly have that right now, so
Sure.
So
it's
maybe
just kind of
maybe one of those things that you'd look at after getting, like, recouping some off sales of the full version of the
Yeah.
game.
Later down the road kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh,
So
man.
yeah, like we love all platforms. We're not like haters on anything really. It's just more about the economics of the business. You know, it's
For
like
sure.
PS4 made the most sense because we could just do it ourselves, and you know, it's very little work. Every other platform pretty much requires either a total rewrite or something along those lines. So
For sure.
Oh man, oh man.
Why
Mega
you
rats.
Yeah, it's kind of like us with Wii U too, right?
Yeah. So what's it been kind of the last months after your campaign as you kind of started to grind in? Were there any kind of real gotcha moments like post-campaign that we new Kickstart graduates should be looking for? All right, get up here, David.
I think like our biggest hurdle was like the scope increase, like
Sure.
from the prototype to the full game. It's just something like I don't think we were prepared for at all.
Alright, but
Sure.
Like how much work you go from when you try to take something from something that looks like it's playable, like the original Chasm prototype. Like
Sure.
Tim and I were just talking about that the other day. Like if you play that, it kind of looks like it's a full game, but it's like missing everything. Like there's no scripting engine. Like everything was just duct taped together.
Yeah.
Like it was basically an illusion, you know. And then you got to like make that into a full game, and it's like you're kind of going back to scratch. So
We've got a few of those illusions sitting around here. We know the art. We're
It's a pitfall of Kickstarter in general, because in order to get people to believe in your dream and your idea, you have to show them something that looks finalish so that they can see it. You know, you can't just ask them to imagine it. And yeah, I think so.
We took a lot of shortcuts too, as far as game design. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the original prototype I wasn't happy with, and like as you can see, this is set up a lot different than the original kind of just linear floor thing. So it took us like a lot of work and work to kind of get to somewhere where we were happy with it.
Well, even that early demo had me hooked. Like I got the demo after your Kickstarter campaign had already been complete, but like just playing in that early demo had me hooked. So I think you guys had a great starting foundation.
Dancing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Who's saying stuff?
no question.
Okay.
So
They were asking about that 3DS stuff and they're excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
There.
go ahead, Robert.
Uh,
little flower, sparkly stuff.
How do I diagonal attack again?
That's where he died before. You probably
Just
have
diagonal and press down.
okay.
Oh.
There you go.
Wondering what different weapons might come into play, because I see icons up there. I didn't know if you could like interchange them out with maybe
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
so
spear later.
we have.
Oh man.
Oh shit! That essence shouldn't be down there in the spikes.
Oh
well.
an old man.
So yeah, there's what do we have? 6 classes of weapons, Tim. So you can have fist items,
Yeah.
which is just kind of bare hands or like boxing gloves or brass knuckles. There's knives, one-handed swords, two-handed great weapons, which can be like battle axes and like huge like claymore type weapons, and then whips and shields.
Awesome.
Spells.
Oh yeah, and the spells and magic spells. So I guess technically it's like kind of seven different types, and then we've got like a bunch of variations per type, obviously.
Oh,
Is there anything significant from that first demo that you stripped out, like any of the enemy types, or like the fountain mechanic where you're throwing coins in the fountain and stuff?
Yeah, the fountain's actually going right now, and the altars have changed significantly. Like we got rid of the whole kind of like Diablo rainbow items thing, where like everything was just dropping equipment constantly. Like
Sure.
there's just some stuff like we didn't really felt like worked too well with what we were trying to achieve, you know. And like a lot of the decisions were made hastily for the original prototype because we were just trying to get something together.
Were those decisions more a function of like scaling the game up, or was it just something where after playing it for a while you decided to take them out?
Yeah, like when you start scaling the game up and you take it from like one area to like several, you know, you start thinking about things a little bit deeper. Because things that work for like a 30-minute demo might not necessarily work well for, you know, something that's like 6 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, certainly, as well said.
I think the original demo was a lot more replayable, like because it was kind of short, so
Sure.
you could sit down, like basically, you know, sit down and play it. But this is more of like, you know, a longer game where you have a save file and all that. So
For sure.
Well,
yeah, I suck.
we gotta use right stick to look around.
Yeah,
before you jump
yeah.
down.
No, this bat's a fierce opponent, I have to say.
Don't
Break
be terrible
the
before you play.
So, in the original demo, yeah, you're actually probably kind of just touching on this. Like it was scaled. I'll sit over here. It was scaled to a point where you could probably get through it. I think it maybe took me like 20 to 30 minutes, maybe. So I was getting like throwing knives and that sort of thing pretty quickly. Is there that type of scale here as well? There's some things that you'll get kind of early on.
Basically, like what we decided to do was each area gets 3 large chests that you can find, and the large chests contain like one has a spell, one has a melee weapon, and one has either a piece of armor or accessory. And it's randomized each time you start a new game. So like in the mines, for instance, you might get like a helmet, you know, the first time you play, and another time you might get like a necklace or something, or a knife instead of a sword. You know what I mean? So there's some like random variation there where each playthrough you're gonna kind of have a different set of circumstances, and then depending on what's picked for the treasure chest drops, everything else in the world's affected by that. So the shopkeepers won't be selling those things.
Sure.
The scavenger guy sells things that aren't in the chests or the shopkeeper has. So like, pretty much like we're trying to make it so like you can get a lot of the stuff, but not everything in a playthrough. You know, like stuff will show up in completely different spots.
So this might be kind of my producer marketing guy mind speaking, but if you had to put a time limit on it, what are you saying your general playthrough time would be?
There's a bunch of rats.
We're trying to hit.
You were stuck there.
We're trying to hit like 6 hours.
Okay.
Per play.
Awesome.
You guys need to buy potions, like really bad.
All right.
How do you use one?
I'm gonna speed run this.
Why do you?
So there's actually
Not that way.
that you can buy or pick up anymore. You can only craft things, and you have to find bottles, kind of like Zelda, to put potions in.
Nice.
So it's very much like a challenge-based game now, versus just kind of like item spamming, you know.
Nice. So how all these levels are, you said, are dynamically generated. How are you approaching that challenge?
So we hand design each room, and then it's the procedural parts, how they're all connected together, and like what enemies are picked to go in them. So
Okay.
the terrain itself isn't random.
Right.
That's all just kind of hand done, and then we
Nice.
styled them obviously, and then when you start a new game, like basically I think the Mines has like
Oh,
70
no.
possible rooms now, and it'll just kind of pull the rooms out of the repository and place them together
Nice.
via a ton of rules Tim has written.
Yeah,
what's
nice,
that?
awesome.
If you press select, it'll bring up the menu. You can kind of
Oh.
you can kind of see how it's arranged and how that
For
how
sure.
that kind of works, how the rooms got pieced together.
Nice.
So are the long
You gotta
chunks?
take that off. They can't really hear you.
So are the long rooms all like a long module, or are they like several square-shaped modules that make?
No, those are all. Every room's kind of self-contained.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, kind of like how we're doing.
I mean, we toyed around with some other stuff,
Yeah.
but like we were really going for high
That's
quality
right.
as far as the platforming and enemy placement and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, like traps that come in later in the game. Like there's a
Sure.
lot of other stuff we realized we had to take into account as we started adding more areas on.
Sure, absolutely. So what's keeping you guys busy right this moment? What part of the game?
So we're
are you
actually
working
getting
on?
this ready for the private early access, which is the Kickstarter and Humble pre-orders. We're
Sure.
gonna have first dibs on it.
Nice.
We're
What-
trying to get this out to people to start playing in like the next week or two. So
The
that's kind of our,
and it was it like what was the tier on your Humble? I was looking at them earlier today as well. Was it like for the early access? What and how
Yes.
can our viewers get that?
yeah, it's the $25 one
Nice,
to match our Kickstarter beta access.
nice. Well,
So yeah, the plan is we'll launch like that just for the Humble and Kickstarter folks probably in the next week or two as soon as we get the rest of these bugs fixed and stuff.
Sure.
And then we'll probably do like a public Steam storefront early access launch around November, and then shoot to just finish up the game like around the end of the year. So
nice. So right now you're just focusing on bug polishing, bug fixing, that sort of thing. No new feature implementation necessarily.
yeah, as of like 2 days ago, we're actually featuring have a lot of maps to style,
Nice.
some polish and cleanup to do,
Nice. Well, yeah, it looks great.
lots of
I mean,
bug
it really
fixing.
Really looks sharp. And are you guys doing full self-publishing, or are you working with?
I
anyone
started off so
else?
good.
Sorry, I couldn't hear the question.
That's all right. Matt was having a fit for a moment.
I was doing so good.
Are you guys working with anybody? Are you doing full self-publishing?
Yeah, we're just fully self-published right now.
That's awesome. That's great.
Oh.
All right, so Ben's taking.
I didn't realize it was this hard. It's kind of funny to see you guys struggle. Like
No.
the game used to be like
Yeah,
way
you
too
play it so
easy.
long, you don't even.
Well, first I'll say I love seeing these guys struggle as well. Like, because I think I've done the best so far, and they were all nations.
Well, you played through it quite a few
like
times.
9 deaths.
You went through the beginning.
You
You all
eat it.
only done 1 death so far.
I talked the hell out of that grandma. No, I lost my train of thought. My mind's on the grandmas.
Difficulty.
Hard for you.
No. Oh, that's it. We've been playing Hive Jump, which is just like run for your flippin' life. So I think we're used to like just trying to run away from things instead of like taking our time and killing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
it's
definitely took
diagonal.
like an approach with this game where we kind of wanted people to think before they jump.
Absolutely.
Like all the enemies do quite a bit of damage. The spikes do a lot of damage.
Sure.
So basically, like you can only really get hit about 5 times before you die at this
Sure.
point. I mean, depending on what people think, we'll tweak it and stuff. Like we just kind of went with our gut, and then
Yeah.
we're definitely open to feedback from people to how to improve it from there.
Sure. So tell me a little bit more about that design philosophy. Have you guys been designing things kind of based on instinct and your kind of personal preferences, or have you been sharing and collecting feedback from your backers? How has that kind of feedback process been going for you?
My turn.
Everything here so far has pretty much just been more us than anything.
Sure.
Like we definitely post like screenshots and stuff for backers, but
Sure.
like we've always been trying to get to the game to a point where we felt comfortable getting feedback from people. It's kind of like you have to get it to some state where feedback becomes useful, I guess.
Sure.
Especially like when you're in like the throes of like constantly changing things and tweaking and trying to figure out exactly how the game's gonna play, So we finally feel like we're to that point now where we can just throw it off to a bunch of people and be like, okay, tell us, what you think could be improved or whatever. So we're definitely excited to get it out to people and see what they think.
Sure. Well, no, it feels solid. Like I'm totally down with things being challenging and causing forcing you to think before you jump. I'm a bad under pressure player, and with all these yokels behind me like giving me trouble, I had stage fright.
Whatever.
But
Come
on.
Smart, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, you destroyed those rats. All right, you got it.
It's king rat time.
There's the essence.
Yeah, I think there's actually delay from what we watch though.
Oh yeah.
Like if we're
Yeah, I'm
watching
sure they're in the
stream,
future.
like they're probably, yeah.
You guys hear us die like 5 seconds
Sorry.
before.
It's the joys of the streaming.
Come on, Blob. Let's go.
I think this is like the death room, or at least the room I'm watching right now. This is like the hardest room so far.
It's all those damn rats, man.
You
Yeah,
you
the
programmed
rat's
I
nest.
took them all out as many as I could, but
you programmed edge guarding rats.
They need little swords.
Oh, Blob, no.
Oh, critical.
Yeah, I got a crit.
Oh, it's just lucky.
That's not fair. He chose a different path.
I went this way.
Wait, that didn't go anywhere.
So
Don't
how
fall.
as you're going further and further down, like into the caves and things, one of the things that we're talking about how we handle it is changing tile sets and all that kind of thing. Is it based on how far you descend, or is it based on each time you enter the cave, that sort of thing? So how have you
no, we
guys?
actually have. There's a full kind of game world
Right.
to it. Like there's 6 different areas. Each one's visually different.
Nice.
So the mines is just the first area
Right,
of the game,
okay.
and then we've publicly revealed the second area is the catacombs.
Right. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been
And
following.
then you might also see it here. I don't know. It depends on how far you get, but this also has a tease of the third area that you can kind of get a sneak peek of, which is the gardens. It's kind of like this underground jungle area. So we definitely wanted each area to be very visually distinct, have its own theme and enemies and all that. So that was another big part of like trying to take a step back and figure out how all this tied together.
Sure.
Like, from a larger scope.
Nice.
Awesome.
Robert is clearly the best.
Yeah,
Robert he's rocking it right now.
Robert's getting.
He's carrying the team.
Figuring your tricks out.
Very
He's
cool.
doing pretty good.
Very cool.
I also have to kind of note how high you can actually jump, like holding down the A. So once I figured that
Yeah,
out.
you kind of gotta learn.
Yeah, it's
How
tough
high
because there's
is it?
supposed to be an intro in this, like with the tutorial kind of area before you kind of get thrown into things. So, because we definitely wanted to teach players, okay, how high can I jump, how far can I jump, what's the reach of my weapon, all that kind of stuff. But this demo just kind of throws you straight in. So,
We'll learn by doing. That's better.
yeah, learn by
to-
dying.
Gamers today are too soft.
The Dark Souls way.
Goblin man.
Oh, this is very cool.
I like the wiggly worms. They make me feel better when
Yeah.
I higher kill count with them.
Yeah.
The revengeance, the return.
Very cool.
Nice.
Wait, is it?
Robert's rocking it.
This is awesome.
You guys actually have a studio, or like where are you at right now? Like, in this big
So
conference
yeah, so we are in St. Louis, Missouri. We've got office space, small, meek, humble office space that we've been in for a couple of years, and
He throws stuff, doesn't
yeah.
he? Yeah, he does.
So what you're seeing behind us is just our it's really our glorified lunch table, honestly.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I can't say that we hold conferences in here, but we definitely eat a lot of lunch and play a lot of Magic the Gathering at this table.
Nice.
And the team that plays Magic together stays together. So
Yeah, right.
Lunchtime is magic.
lunch, yeah, or
That or they
lunchtime.
hate each other. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, Tim and Jimmy were
lunchtime
playing
is
Magic one
magic.
time, and it got kind of like,
Got
That's not a
rules.
think
rule.
it's-
No, it totally
I think
is.
it's more Jimmy.
Yeah,
More Jimmy to me.
we keep the rules of Magic like on bookmark. Ooh, that's pretty. Get the things.
At least with video games, like you can never you can't really game the system unless you're one of those guys that always gets like the overpowered weapon, I guess, in like a
Sure.
shooter game. But
It's gonna be like Resident Evil, where I
There you
combine
go.
the green leaf and the red leaf, and I get like an awesome
Potion.
yeah,
potion.
so basically the idea is you have to find the plants that are like the ingredients, and then you also have to find the recipes, and then the recipes kind of let you combine the plants in different ways for different potions.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
So for instance, we have like health refilling, mana refilling. There's like a fury potion that like makes you stronger and faster for a few seconds. One that slows down time, so you can do like platforming sections easier. So we try to like do some like useful stuff, you know.
Oh
Sure.
boy.
Oh man.
All right, Robert. Now we'll see how you hang.
The sitch is getting real in here.
This one.
All right. My platforming chops. Here we go.
You gotta find the next checkpoint.
That's true. I really want.
God, if you
Can you guys give me a hint?
Go
Yeah,
there.
you get some.
There's a portal in the sub area that will take you back to the town.
I don't know what a sub area is. I think it's alright. Let's go back to the top. All right, we're gonna go this way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh jeez.
Nice.
What kind of miners make swinging platforms do your job?
They want a challenge when they mine.
That's right.
Yeah. The most dangerous mines in the country.
The black lung isn't enough. I need to be a manlier job.
That's right.
They just got tinier too. Wow.
The game heard you, Robert. It heard your
Oh no!
your jest.
That would be interesting.
Rats are
Record
scary
conversation.
enemies.
They'll swarm you, man.
Your architecture is poor, rats.
Question I
Get that rat up there, the bat. The bat.
The flying rat up there? Yeah, hang on.
Flying rat, get the...
I gotta bait him first.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah, who's ever playing right now looks like they're getting the hang of all the timings and stuff.
That's me.
Chasm champion.
I've delegated my play to Robert, and he is doing fine.
It's
Well,
like
I'm totally sold.
Yeah.
I am.
Stone
I'm
Cold.
excited.
What
What the
Stone
hell is
Cold.
that for?
I'm gonna get my hands on this demo.
All right, so how difficult is this game to you guys when you're playing through it? Like, are you able to just breeze through it because you know kind
Yeah.
of how the modules are
Yeah,
built?
but you know what? Like, I'm still kind of scared to play the hardcore mode because it's like when you die, you just delete your save
Oh,
file.
God.
Like, so.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Sounds brutal.
Is there even a
Hey,
way?
put it down here.
Is there even a way to kind of farm to make the hardcore mode safer to increase your guys' stats or something?
Yeah, you can farm right now if you want to increase stats. But you know obviously the levels go up. Like when you want to get your character up to the next stat, like it takes more than it took previously. And the enemies, you know, they don't really give you a whole ton. So
Yeah.
it would definitely be a time-consuming.
That
effort.
looks super dangerous, and
do
I don't
it.
want to go in there yet.
Do it.
Can I find a fire first?
Go
do
in
it.
there.
Oh my god.
The fire could be in there.
Or another.
Oh!
Woo!
Switch back in the beginning.
I'm alive!
Amazing.
Let's go. I'm gonna go sleep first. Where's that inn?
So can you go back through that door?
Yeah, it looks like
Oh,
it.
nice. Yeah.
Is that
Yep.
tavern? Okay.
There she is.
Go sleep
Oh,
in
it's
the
gotta
bed.
go. Oh, it's go to the bed. Okay. I thought.
Get that cat.
I love the good old fashioned like
Cat.
like the Max Fleischer style like motion that they have like at all times, that like steady bounce and
Can't
cadence.
talk to the cat.
That's awesome.
Okay, I can't. Oh, buy a bottle.
Yeah,
What
man.
are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, that's like Glauber's
Things in
signature,
it.
I think.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like that kind of bounce.
Sure. That's awesome.
For the bottle of this. Going.
So you
Wait,
guys
save.
have talked a lot
It's not
about
saved?
Oh, I don't know.
your references game wise for this game, but are there any other like cultural references that inspire
Oh.
Chasm films, books, that sort of thing?
You can fill up. I don't know if you did it, but you can fill that bottle up with the gypsy.
I think I did. I have the X. I have a plus. I have a 1 on next to the red bottle. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm behind you. Sorry. Yeah, obviously, I mean, we looked at a ton of games. Everything from like our favorites, like the obvious ones, like Metroid and Castlevania. But
sure.
That's easy.
there's also a lot of like Mega Man influence in this, as well as Zelda and
Yeah, sure.
Mega Man.
probably
Oh, no.
like even things like Double Dragon. Like got like masher traps.
You guys suck.
You're gonna see why he said that in about 10 seconds.
Oh my gosh, he's making it!
You gonna pull it off?
Oh my god.
Who's gonna stop?
There you go.
Oh man, you are so wretched trapped rooms.
Yeah, I feel you, pal.
So
Oh yeah, this room.
maybe a
Oh, I
question.
survived with 2 health.
There's a delay on that, but I removed it.
Hang on.
Yeah, we need to fix
Just
that.
to let you know.
Oh wait, I'm stuck here.
Why did you remove that, by the way?
No, he said there was a delay on
I
it.
think I did it by accident,
Where's-
but then
how do I get out of here?
I thought he
played
said-
it. I was like,
slide.
that's not too
Well, you
bad.
can do that.
Oh, okay, that's not
Yep.
bad.
There you go. There's the Mega Man 3.
Effects there, but you got the slide ability. You can press down and jump to use it.
Nice.
That's what you
Nice.
just
Now
got.
that's the only way I'm gonna get around.
Yeah,
now.
that's how we walk now.
That's right. That's how you always do it.
That is-
Find a fire so you can save.
I already saved at the end, didn't I?
So one more question for kind of each one of you. When you guys first got into gaming, like that
I haven't been here.
age-old question of like, you know, when you
Yep.
were 6 years old, you played this game. Do you guys have that
Until
story, have that game? How did you
just keep on
really make that choice when, you know, you wanted to get into games, that you're gonna make this thing happen?
Tim and I were on an interview the other day. I'll tell you the same thing I told them. Like, I never considered it a possibility when I was a kid to make games. Like, I never thought about it. Like, it was never something I even considered. Like, I just liked playing them and, like, didn't know anything about how they were made. You know, it just seemed like magic to me. And that didn't come until, like, I was probably, like, 22, somewhere around there, 23, that I, like, actually saw, like, a game-making program come out and
Sure.
thought, okay, I had to do this.
Do you remember what that game making program was?
Yeah, Torque 2D.
Oh, nice. Cool.
It was kind of like a game maker version of the Torque 3D engine,
Sure.
you know, that they used to make tribes and all those.
Oh yeah,
things with.
no, I definitely remember Torque. Cool.
And then we made a game and it ran like crap, and we're like, we can't use this.
Yeah.
It was like-
Yeah, and like at the same time, that's when XBLIG like just came out, XNA
Sure.
and all that, and we were like, we have to get a game on Xbox.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
wanna
they had like
so
a
that's-
contest, and I think that's really what we kind of did it as a
You're
hobby, I
kidding me.
think, to begin with, and then
Sure.
like the contest really got us like, oh hey, we could do this.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely got us way more motivated to finish.
Yeah,
up with
because
it.
yeah, like what we were talking about in the interview was like before like mods, like
God, it was
mods
shaking.
first started coming out in Half-Life, like
Sure.
Okay.
You got a potion, right?
I
you know, you
used
didn't
it
think
in that last
possible to
room.
make games.
Don't matter.
Sure.
Overshot it.
Rob, that was a pretty decent run, man.
That was
Thank you.
a really
That's
good
pretty
run.
good,
Pretty
yeah.
decent run.
Oh man.
Very nice.
I'm impressed.
Well, I think we got something else coming
Yeah,
up
yeah, no,
right
we
before,
can, we
so-
can we can let you guys go. Thanks so much for hanging out. Before we kind of transition
Sure.
out, though, is there anything else that you guys want to share with the Hive Jump crew? You said you're coming to early access pretty soon. We can get that by going to chasmgame.com.
Yeah, chasmgame.com.
Okay.
And that, what you guys just played, everybody would be able to play. That's backed at the $25 or higher Kickstarter or Humble pre-order in probably about a week or two. We're like trying our best to get it wrapped up ASAP.
There you go.
Definitely check out chasmgame.com, and we're on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff too. You can find us easy. So.
For sure. And you're at Discord Games on Twitter?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just at Discord Games, and then we're /Discord Games on Facebook and discordgames.com, of course, and that's DISCORD, no H in there. So.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for letting us check out the build, and you'll see some sales trickling from the Hive Jump team. That's
Definitely.
for sure. And
Yeah,
good
for
luck
sure.
with
Hey,
good
game
luck
looks
with
awesome,
the,
guys.
Yeah.
Congrats
Thank
on
you.
your Kickstarter.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Take a much needed rest after today.
Oh, definitely.
No, we're gonna work the weekend. I don't know. They don't know it yet, but
Oh, God.
we're gonna. I don't know.
Get the online co-op in a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crack open that Steam SDK and
That's right.
just plunk it in. Just
John's about to shiv me. All right, so thanks Discord Games. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for letting us play Chasm, and enjoy your weekend.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
catch you
guys.
later. See ya.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Mike.